Canterbury Sports Shooting Complex, Mark Featherstone. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much for seeing us. My name is Mark Featherstone and this is Ian Lamb, and we represent the Canterbury Sports Shooting Trust. Today I'd like to talk to you on two topics. One is safety and another one is a range of sports that don't get a huge amount of mention throughout New Zealand. Okay. So basically in New Zealand, I have a presentation up here. Assume it's just a click to take on the next one.
It's just a PDF, excuse me, so you'll just have to page down.
Oh, page down? Yeah.
Keyboard.
So in New Zealand, basically in New Zealand there's over 250,000 people with holding firearms licences. In the Canterbury region there's over 35,000 that actually hold firearms licences, and this is increasing on average around about 1,300 new firearms licences a year. Now the clubs that we have in Christchurch and Canterbury actually only cater for 1,400. So the question is where does everyone else go? And that's the problem we're facing today. Okay, so let's see. So to give you a bit of an indication where the other shooters are going, and this is the big issue. Waimakariri River, Ashley River, flat farmland and backcountry.
I thought it was a Dunedin flat actually.
Yeah, they're pretty close to that. Yeah. Basically, ideally, we want everybody with a firearm to go to a place where they can, practice their shooting sports in safety. But because of the clubs that we do have, the limited amounts, we're struggling to keep up. Okay, and as you can see here, it's pretty dangerous. Flat farmland, even if people are shooting on their own private property, some of these firearms, when you do pull that trigger, that projectile, if it misses its target, can go up to 8.5 kilometres if it's a larger calibre, which is pretty scary. Okay, so why aren't people attending the clubs? Okay, most of the shooting clubs are out on McLean's Island. In the small area that we do have, we have the Handloaders Association, we have the Deer Stalkers, the Christchurch Pistol Club and Canterbury Outdoor Target Shooters. Now these clubs here are getting to the stage where they're getting pretty full. They're also run by volunteers as well, and the days that they are open are very limited. For example, Handloaders, they're open to the general public on a Tuesday night. They have 4 bays. If guys go there to sight on their rifles, they could be taking 15 to 20 minutes per person to sight on a rifle. If you've got 4 bays, as you can gather, it's going to take a long time. So that turns people off. The Deer Stalkers, they have an open day once a month, run by all their volunteers. If you ever drive past on an open day, you'll see the lines of people there. Christchurch Pistol Club, which we're actually part of as well. We had an open day on the Sunday just gone. We had a small group of 30 people wanting to come learn how to shoot pistols. Okay. Our club has doubled in size, actually coming close to tripling in size over the last 3 years. And it's a club and we're actually struggling to cater. Also as well, the clubs themselves can only cater for a certain amount of shooting sports. There's a lot of others that aren't catered for. One of the main ones is the 1,000-metre shooting. A lot of hunters and sport shooters like the long distance. It's more of a challenge, it's a full-on science, there's a real art to it. The ranges we have on McLean's Island only go up to 100, and if you're selected few, you can shoot up to 200 metres. So you're kind of like missing out 800. So where does everybody go? Well, to go anywhere, they literally have to travel hours to get to a place where they can actually shoot, which is usually in the middle of nowhere. And even then, most of the time it's in safe spots, but we do have a lot of people walking tracks and tramping lately. So we do need to provide a spot. 3-gun, multi-gun. This here is one of the fastest growing shooting sports in the world. This is where you use 3 firearms together. There's only one place in New Zealand where you can actually fully practice the sport, and that is actually in Rotorua, where they have ranges there suited for it. In Canterbury, in the South Island, we don't really have anywhere where we can practice it. In Christchurch, we have to practice with different types of calibre firearms, so it's like being a professional tennis player, but you've got to practice with a ping pong bat. You know, when you go to play the competitions, yeah, it's real hard. So we're pretty stuck, or it gets very difficult. So what could the solution be? Okay, basically, Canterbury Sports Shooting Complex, that's the answer, or to help with the problem. It's not the full 100% answer, but it will take a lot of the pressure off. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to open up world-class facilities here in Canterbury. Okay, there's nothing in New Zealand that can cater for this, for everything. We reckon we have the solution there. Okay. To give an example, where is our land option? This is the biggest thing we face. We've been researching over the last 2 years or 3 years for plots of land that we can actually build this complex. It's not just a matter of just, hey, here's a paddock, let's build a shooting range. We have to take a wide range of things into consideration. Surrounding environments, safety templates, obviously shooting, noise is a bit of an issue as well. So we've got to take in where is everybody else. And we also need to future-proof it as well. So we put a lot of thought into it. We did have another plot of land that was available next to the West Melton Military Range, but the Canterbury Aero Club there, they've increased in size there, so flight times and that was going to be a bit of a logistics mission. So this latest piece of land that we have found is out of McLean's Island. It's next to Canterbury Clay Target Club, and it's actually on ECAN land. That's a good thing. And a tough thing as well. But basically, ECAN land, what that means is it can't be built around. So if we are able to put a complex there, we're future-proofing it, and that's one of the key things there as well. So houses won't get too close. So from the range, the nearest house would be about 1.2 kilometres away. We're working in with acoustics engineers at the moment to really kind of like contain as much noise as possible within the complex itself. This plot of land as well was also nice and close. We've done surveys amongst members on that, and we found pretty much everybody would like to stick within half an hour from Christchurch, but this here is between half an hour from Christchurch for most shooters. It's only a small amount that will want to travel over an hour of the public, so we do need something that is close, but then also we don't want to get too close to Christchurch as well. We're thinking of the future here. So what will the complex cater for? Basically, these are just some of the shooting sports that we wish to cater for. These are the ones that actually the clubs at the moment can't cater for. One is obviously 1,000-metre rifle shooting. Sporting clay is another one. We have a few clay clubs, but sporting clay is a different one. It's a bit like playing a golf with a shotgun. You're going around the course there. The club that we do have in Canterbury, they have to travel 2.5 hours with all their gear, set it up, do a practice day, then pack it up and take it all the way home. 3-gun, multi-gun, I explained before. Archery and crossbow, there's they practice that at the moment out at New Brighton, but there's a lot of other places as well. They run into issues there. Once again, noise, encroaching, and clubs around there, and plus it's in the middle of the public. They need a good, safe environment. Silhouette target shooting, can't practice here because we haven't got the grounds for it. Paralympic shooting, the Paralympic Pistol Club at the moment, they operate out of a school hall. So they turn up with their volunteers, set up the range, do their practicing, pack it all up, then have to go. They can't cater for any of their national or competitions because they haven't got the places for it. So they're real keen. Also as well, we want to have a big educational centre. Everybody's getting these firearms licences, but one of the biggest things is hey, once you've got your licence, if you don't use it, you lose it. We need to educate these people, make sure they fully understand what it means to hold a firearms licence, what it means to actually own a firearm. Really drum it into them. We've noticed through the years and that people coming through, it's like, okay, hey, we've got to really put a lot of time and effort into these people. And this is where we're struggling as clubs. We're unable to do that because of the facilities, because we're overloaded. For example, Christchurch Pistol Club now, you might as well say we're a medium-sized business. And that's what we're pretty much having to turn it in. We're actually having to employ full-time staff to get it going. But once again, we can't cater for all the shooting disciplines that people want to practice. So here's a bit of an idea, a few of them. Yeah, so it's a crossing, everything to do with shooting. Disabled, archery, crossbow, long distance, multi-gun, shotgun, all in a safe environment. Education is a big thing. Our members want education. Okay, that's one thing we have found. We put emails out for courses that are run. We get a ton of people applying. We've actually had to split one course and make it turn into five groups coming through. We've been running that just on a small course at the club over the last 5 months. Also as well, we want to encourage big time biodiversity. There's shooters, hunters, yes, we go out and we shoot pests, okay, that in New Zealand, but we also love nature, okay. We want to see New Zealand flourish naturally. We want to get rid of the rats and the possums and the deer and the wallabies and the wild pigs that are destroying our vegetation and destroying our landscape. So we're into it big time. So that's one thing within the complex area as well, because there's a lot of land that can't be used. We want to turn it back to its natural biodiversity, and also encourage, we actually have quite a few hunters that actually do bird breeding, waterfowl breeding as well. Encourage nature back into the environment.
I'm just concerned that we've come to the 10 minutes, so...
okay, sorry. So where are we here from here?
The ask. What's the ask?
Okay, so the ask is basically, what we're after is we're after from active support from the Christchurch City Council and an endorsement of the concepts. We were looking at selling district lands, we're now moving into Christchurch City Council land. So any support here moving forward and heading in the right direction would be greatly appreciated.
So, yeah, ECAN land.
Sorry, ECAN land, yes, yeah, ECAN,
So you're not asking for a specific item in terms of the LTP, you're asking for some support from council staff in order to progress the concept before it goes any further.
That's
correct.
Yep, okay. Right, lovely. Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you.
You've spoken to Rana Park?
In fact, Rana Park people would like to come and use the facilities because they have to go to Ashburton to do any shooting.
We did also like the old pest control seminars as well. It's quite good. Okay.
Right, great. Thank you.